Welcome, everyone.
Hello and welcome to your weekly Dose of Mayhem, the only show where we stopped scripting it because it was funnier. I'm Nate.
I'm Hamid.
Everyone's favorite Anthony.
Hello.
And everyone's favorite Brady.
Not here. So,
Anthony, who are you? What do you do?
I'm Anthony.
wow.
Thanks for coming, everyone. That's awesome.
Now, just to be clear, we were going to have Brady on, but he's a bit of a no-show. So we're just going to start with just Anthony. So it's going to be Meet the Captain, and then hopefully Brady will show up.
We're also on a strict time limit.
We are on a strict time limit, so he might not show up, unfortunately. So let's start with you,
Who
Anthony.
are you and what do you do?
I'm a senior. I've done FRC. It's my 4th year. I'm a co-captain now. I'm a programmer.
Yes, he is. Yes, Brady and Anthony are two co-captains, and Anthony was the only one who could bother showing up. So, let's start with the big question.
Okay.
The second biggest question. The big question will come at the end. FLC game predictions. FLC captains.
Yes.
So, everyone's saying water game, but no one is going into detail about the water game itself.
I see.
So,
Let's see.
is it going to be submarine? Is it going to be boat? You know, like how do we choose? How do we decide? You know,
Both.
Both? That would be interesting.
To be fair, when submarines surface, they do turn into boats.
You're right.
Or is it when boats sink, do they turn into submarines?
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not.
Submarines that can't surface again. Yeah.
There we
So
go.
is this-
One-use submarine.
So it's one-time submarine.
Recyclable submarine.
So,
Get water game. Expand.
Expand.
on that. No,
Okay,
no,
so I'm thinking it's probably gonna be something like, you know, like trying to find the alliteration here, like submarine.
The game is called Crescendo.
Look, they can change it, okay?
They'll pull a fast one on us.
They will. It's got to involve water though. Like,
listen. If you're gonna stretch it, right? Crescendo is when there's a rising action and it like plateaus, right?
Like
Yeah.
a submarine.
Like a submarine
Yeah.
rising
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
stopping at the surface.
exactly.
It's there we go. Water game confirmed.
And we're still waiting for the announcement that's like only one propeller per boat, but like we'll when that happens, we'll have it confirmed.
Boats shall be boat shaped.
You know, only like two motor propellers. You know, your boat must fit within this frame. It must have this buoyancy.
No. Your robot must have this point.
Your robot must have this buoyancy.
Can't let him in on the secret.
Exactly.
So, it will. In all seriousness, if there is water involved, I don't think they would do a full-on water game. I think they would do like a mini bot kind of water thing. So it's like a mini boat.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
So,
we were talking about that
during
last.
Endgame, you have to deploy your mini boat to like race or something. I don't
Just
know.
drop in one of those mechanical goldfish or something.
Yeah. Could you? How would you build one? A mini boat would be hard because you would have to tether it to the robot probably to give it power. And let's say that you have another battery.
Mechanical goldfish solves all the
Mechanical
problems.
goldfish. It's just a wind
Solves
up.
all your problems.
Yeah.
It's a wind up goldfish. So you've been working a lot on spline,
Spline.
and we have been refraining from telling people about this. But since we are nearing FTC robot reveal, would you like to talk about spline? Not going into too much detail, but just kind of what you've been working on.
Sure.
It's for FTC.
So, back in like August, I was like looking at some like third-party library stuff, and it was cool. But then I got really annoyed, and I wanted to like do everything myself because I got really annoyed with them. So then when we were like, it'd be cool to make the robot like drive itself around the field instead of using the third-party library, I was like, okay, I'll just do the math myself. And basically, we use piecewise parabolas to direct the robot to waypoints to get it to go navigate the truss through the field, and it's pretty cool.
And so by piecewise parabolas, what you mean is like multiple parabolas that are cut off at different points and then joined together to make one sort of complex curve.
Exactly, one continuous curve. That is
Right.
the definition of a spline.
Do we have time about the Desmos?
I don't.
The
I don't
Desmos.
think I have it. But
they-
let's talk more about FRC. What are you going to be? What are your goals for this season?
Okay, so our goals. Damn, it'd be nice if Brady was here.
Yeah.
It
So-
would be nice.
Brady's impact captain. So Mr. Hitter wants to take over the universe. That seems like a long-term goal.
That's a pretty short-term goal. For John first. Yeah.
Every person who walks in that door, I think it's Brady. And it's always disappointed.
Oh,
Anyway,
you're not Brady.
what are your goals for the season? That's a good one. What are your goals for
Brady?
Ready?
No. The door closed. I thought it opened. Okay. So, obviously, longevity. I think we're doing great on this right now. As the senior class is like 1% of the team, so that's going pretty good. And besides that, it's
yeah. So longevity.
Longevity is going great. We want to keep that going strong. Obviously, we also want to not do a Will Rosen this year, or Camden Bartlow. For that matter.
Please explain.
Wow, calling him out. Anyway, what? In your own words, what is pulling a Will Rosen entail?
Finishing the robot the day of FLR.
Yes, I am interested in doing that as well.
I think that having a finished robot would be quite nice.
Would be.
I mean, we're talking realistic goals, so we're trying to keep it realistic here.
Yeah.
If we had Brady on, we could talk about Impact, but
yeah, I'm not really part of Impact.
yes, none of us are qualified enough to talk about that because we would do it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's like his
So
whole
why talk
job.
about Impact when we could talk about robots?
Exactly. So
You know, we could plug mock kickoff in as well. Hold up.
plug mock
Hold up,
kickoff
hold up.
and actual kickoff.
And actual kickoff, absolutely.
When is it? Hold on.
Actually, I have to search up when
1/6.
actual kickoff is. I know when mock kickoff is.
Mock kickoff is December 9th, and actual kickoff is January 6th.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So.
Oh,
what-
Brady just said he's coming.
Brady is on his way. Alright, we're just gonna
We
have
might have 2 minutes with him.
we
Let's
have
go.
3:30.
We have 10 minutes left, and we're just gonna have to filibuster until Brady arrives.
Yeah.
My brain has gone static. I no longer think. You always got something to say.
Okay, so Brady is Impact Captain. What is your official title?
Ooh, what should it be? Let's see how
You're just
fancy.
gonna make it up.
You don't have one?
Let's see how fancy we can make it. Hold up. Programming connoisseur.
There
No,
it is.
that's pretty terrible.
Lord of Programming.
Wait, let's get ChatGPT to do this. Hold up.
I'm a real programmer getting ChatGPT to make up his title for his programming.
What
he does in ChatGPT.
what would-
Hi, Maya.
You had to talk to Potter, so he's coming.
I see.
He really put his academics above robotics. Shameful behavior for a captain.
So what does being the
Oh, there he
programming
is.
connoisseur of the team entail?
I have to sit down with all the new people and teach them Java.
What? Sit down.
Yo, Brady!
My God.
It's Meet the Captains, and currently we got one captain.
By the way,
Meet the press?
what's your prediction for the game this year?
Yeah, what is your prediction
Oh,
for FRC?
First of all, Brady, sit down. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Brady. I do some stuff with FRC sometimes.
Okay,
Very
what are
nice.
your game predictions?
I think no more shooter game.
You think it's going to be a pick and place game?
Or a shooter game.
You just said
I think it's gonna be a shooter game. That's my prediction.
You think they're going to go back to the shoot ball game?
You think they
Yeah.
alternate?
I mean maybe. I think it's gonna be like a large object though.
Would you prefer that it would be a shooting game?
No.
Why?
Because I like the large placed objects better. I think
I remember
It allows
there was-
for
I
better
remember
games.
I saw an image from a game years ago where the game piece was exercise balls, like yoga balls, big yoga balls, and I think they
aerial
should bring-
assist.
No, it was like back in like 2000, really long time ago. This was post corn game, but
Pre-modern FRC game.
modern FLC game. I think they should bring back the exercise balls, the game piece back.
I think they should just bring back Recycle Rush as a whole.
Just
Very true.
That's
it didn't
my
work
idea.
the first time. it's gonna work the
Do it
second
again.
time.
Let's just
right?
divide the field in half again and see what happens.
Put a wall in the middle of the field.
That's basically what Recycle Russians
I
did.
know. Just an uncrossable wall.
The point of the game is there's a big wall in the middle of the field, and you have to climb it, but you're not allowed to go fully over the wall.
Yeah. You have to sit on the top, like
Yeah.
like Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah. If you fall over, you just break your whole robot is destroyed because you fall like 10 feet. What were we talking about?
We were
need to
talking
lock the
about
door.
Brady.
We were talking about Impact when Brady showed up.
What do you want me to talk about?
Brady, what are your goals for this season?
I don't know. Have fun. Win.
Come on, I said like stuff like longevity and not doing
Please
Will Rosen.
be more specific.
Doing
How
Will
would
Rosen?
you how
That's
do you
your
want to win?
plans.
He's not gonna follow that, obviously.
He said let's not pull a Will Rosen, and I said let's be realistic here.
It's just like it's a Nate now.
It's a Nate now. It is. After Ruckus, it's a Nate.
Yes.
After
Wow.
the ruckus,
He's
it's
inherited
like-
it. Will would be proud of you.
Will would be very proud. I'm sacrificing my grades and my just to get a robot done, not on time.
Maybe Will's here right now.
Will is
In
Will
spirit.
in chat? No one's in chat.
No one's ever in chat.
To my grandfather who likes to comment nice under every podcast. We see your comments. Thank you for commenting.
We appreciate it.
What do you?
Do you have no questions prepared for this segment?
This is the ad lib.
He's
What
got
if,
a bit
what
of
if I
static
ask you
going on.
questions? What if the interviewee asked the
Fine.
interviewer
Ask
questions?
me a question.
Nate, if you were a cheese, what kind of cheese would you be?
That's a good question.
That is a really good question, and I definitely wouldn't be a poof.
I
that a
got
type
a
of
question of
cheese?
my own.
Wait, I got a better question.
Go Gouda.
Do almonds have udders?
How do you milk a strawberry?
Those aren't strawberries. They're the purple cows. You don't get it.
What if that be
Does
like
chocolate
grape
milk
milk?
come from brown cows?
Yes, it does. Everyone knows that.
That's
Okay.
cow racist.
What's you? What was your question?
My second question was, in 2 years, how are you gonna do meet the FRC co-captains?
He's just gonna meet himself.
Yeah.
Where do you get a mirror?
Just put some here. Or like a cardboard cutout. We were saying we should put a cardboard cutout of you if you didn't show up.
Yeah, we were gonna.
You have
tape-
one of those available?
No, we should make one.
We were gonna tape a picture of you to the chair, in case you didn't show up. Lucian, you're a captain.
Yeah?
Get over here.
FTC captain, yeah.
No, thank you.
Lucian,
No, thank you.
you're a captain.
Yes.
You're legally obliged to.
Lucian, you have 1 minute to ask us one question. Anyone at the table. What's your one question?
Okay. Anthony, I have a question for you. How has your programming evolved from going from FRC to FTC, like this year? Did you do FTC last year?
No.
Yeah, so how has that evolved over that time? Because also, like, you learned pretty recently, I'm pretty sure in your sophomore career, like, you learned how to get into FRC programming. So how has that evolved over the years?
That's a crazy question from someone.
That's
who's
a pretty
Lucian
good
comes on
programming.
with an actual question.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's an awesome question. right?
Incredible.
Okay.
It's a crazy
Yeah,
question
how
from
was that
someone who
experience
dropped
been
computer
shifting
programming
FTC?
too.
FTC is like brain dead.
Explain. What are your gripes with FTC?
I mean, so like it's very restrictive.
Definitely.
And like, yeah, I mean, it makes it so much easier, and it's like easy to be a perfectionist, which I like. But like, FRC is so much better, you know.
Okay.
But like, it's fun to do like stuff like Spline, because Spline is so much easier in FTC, because like it's a lot simpler of a thing to do it with, like to implement your own idea with.
If you were to give one piece of advice to an upcoming programmer in FTC or FTC, what would it be?
Read the documentation.
I hate you.
Read
like
the
Brady, what
book.
would your advice be?
Don't read the documentation and just try stuff.
Just make it up as you go.
Yeah.
So it's our
Don't use VS Code too.
It's partially.
That's
Android
Oh,
Studio.
damn fighting.
my
I'm
biggest-
kidding. Don't use Android Studio. Don't be like me.
Use IntelliJ.
I don't know how to
Do
Do you
not
want
use
to talk about that? Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Because I don't think we've
Yeah,
talked about
but
that on the
like,
podcast. Is you have
It's still kind of.
we
hard.
recently have switched
Kind of.
From OnBot?
yeah from away
From-
from OnBot.
away from
So
OnBot.
how- I'm not a programmer, so
My
programmers.
computer doesn't have,
Just
like,
don't
it
mention
doesn't
OnBot
have
to
an
anybody
app,
ever again,
because I literally,
because like it hurts
like, it
us
doesn't download.
inside.
But like,
We've had multiple occasions where
Like, it's got,
we've
like,
been
a
doing
problem with it.
coding using OnBot, and the code has just been haphazardly deleted off of the robot.
Boom.
And it's not great because then we've had to like
Yeah.
redo it from scratch if we didn't put it on GitHub.
Okay.
And if we did put it on GitHub,
Neither-
then we had to like re-download it and push it again.
Does OnBot even have autocomplete?
No, it's terrible, dude, and it's so much better to use an actual IDE. Like, so much nicer.
Not a text editor like VS Code.
Brady's got like beef with
Brady-
Ahmed.
Brady
Wow.
does not
Ahmed's
like
got beef
VS
with
Code.
me.
I don't like
Well, it's because you use Android Studio.
The most
you-
coding I've ever done was coding a Pac-Man game in Scratch. So
Scratch
Mr.
is
Maker.
valid.
Okay, did you answer my question?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You have another?
do you have a, James?
Yes,
Another-
Ask someone else,
James,
please.
you have 1 minute to ask
Brady.
anyone
Yo,
at this
what's up?
table one question. What is it?
You've been contributing to the scouting app so far this year, right?
I think that's mostly
Why is
Hamid.
Lucian giving
Oh,
valid
Hamid,
questions?
Hamid, Brady and Hamid.
Yes.
How is the scouting app development?
No
thus far
clue.
This is
this
the
year?
FTC scouting app, by the way.
Yes.
FTC scouting app. I think James has been working on that more.
So we basically just copy
Shit.
paste edited the one from last year. It's not
Okay.
that hard.
Isn't that kind of the point?
Yeah.
Nate,
That's
Okay,
kind of
here's
like
a
why we
question
built it
for
in the
you.
first place.
Okay.
How is so? We've tried out our ARM recently, right? We're not gonna talk in big detail, but how have we overcome some overcame some difficulties?
I think it's how will we overcome
I
some
think that is the more accurate question.
Yes,
How will
yes,
we overcome
okay,
that
yes.
difficulty?
Yes.
I have a lot of catting to do tonight and tomorrow before Saturday, which is so we said last Saturday was going to be our last build day, and now we're saying today's going to be our last build day.
That was a lie.
Still making me
and now
proud.
this Saturday is going to be our last build
That'll
day.
also
and
be
maybe
a
this
lie.
Sunday.
Will be even more proud of you.
So
You think
the
it will?
arm is going to be finished, maybe.
Do you think it will be done, or do you think
I
we're
think
gonna
the
have
cat
another
will
2
be
weeks?
done
At the
Oh
very
yeah,
least.
we gotta
Guys,
go
guys,
according
guys.
to the
by
cat.
Sunday.
Follow the cab.
Yeah,
You're
follow
done
the
with your
cat.
wheels?
There's
Follow
my
the cat.
advice. Follow the cat, except when you don't.
You're
If it's-
down.
As long as it's right in the cab, you will win. Doesn't
Dude,
matter.
At the very least,
Because
even if we
Cad
don't have,
Maps
even if
perfectly in reality, and
Exactly.
we've learned that this year.
Like, it's not our actual robot that plays the game. This is the cab.
Yes, I mean, first would be a lot easier if I could just cat a robot to play a cat game in.
So now you're thinking like a programmer. Like, if you could just have it be perfect.
exactly.
See, don't let perfection be the enemy of good.
What?
Don't let perfection be the enemy of good.
Oh yeah.
You gotta compare it to
See,
the alternative.
that's my philosophy.
We know.
Well, we've reached time. It's 3:40. Any closing remarks from either of you two?
I guess I don't think we actually mentioned this. We're doing this episode because FLC starts next Tuesday.
Bro, you were with Covert.
Kickoff is in 2 months.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude.
The winter sports
Oh
season
wait, we
starts.
talked
There
about,
you go, there
dude,
you go.
we talked about that last week when you weren't here.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, you didn't even know though. I posted that in general.
That's how I know.
Okay.
I'll like try and fix my computer.
No.
Oh my god, Brady,
Don't
you're
tell
a
Miss Wells.
co-captain.
Alright, I think we gotta end this so we can
Wait,
actually
wait.
let the
Nate.
blood.
Ball or cube? Game preds. Ball, cube, or something else?
I think they're gonna copy Vex and they're gonna do like a triangle.
A
What
big
about like
triangular prism.
tetrahedrons?
Tetrahedron.
What if they just do a hexagon but like
20-sided
180
die.
degrees? Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good
That
one.
would be actually
D&D game.
20-sided dice.
But a
Yeah,
20-sided
D&D.
die.
First D&D.
If 20-sided die, you could just treat it like a ball. You could just shoot it like.
What about like an 8-sided die?
an 8-sided?
Well, people
die?
shoot tri-balls like they're balls. Like.
Yeah, I mean people shoot cubes like they're balls too.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Our,
I mean, it's 'cause they're inflatable.
our ruckus cube shooter literally worked with the balls.
Yeah, 'cause
What
It
if-
did work with the
it would have
balls.
been better
Guys,
than
guys,
rocket.
what if the game pieces are all like random irregular shapes?
It sounds like horrible to like reset.
I think the game piece should be like I don't know. It should be a weird shape that has like it should be like donuts but like weirder than
It's probably
donuts.
gonna be something like that. Yeah, where it's like a.
We
weird-
have donuts for
2000s
FTC. We have donuts for FTC.
It is a hexagon game piece.
Those aren't donuts.
for-
Yes, they
oh,
do.
for
They
If
have
you're a
holes.
topologist, it's a donut. But also
Who said he
mugs
wasn't a
and
topologist?
that means the cones are donuts.
Exactly, they are.
The
No,
2007 game.
When I was a
had the
freshman,
cool-
FTC had donut game pieces. They were foam donuts.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
2015.
but the
It's like
2000
incident.
2007 game was like poor donuts. That would be
Locomotion.
pretty cool.
Locomotion would be cool.
Was that the name of that game?
The balloon game.
Oh
The
yeah.
inflatable like life rafts or like the
Yeah,
tubes.
that's
Yeah,
what-
yeah,
yeah, that's
that'd be
what I'm
cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice to build a manipulator for something that like couldn't fit on this table.
Something big.
Yeah.
Like an exercise ball.
Yeah, like an exercise ball or a trash
But, like,
can.
what about like the really massive ones,
Like what?
like the ones that are like
Oh,
10
like the
feet
big
tall?
hamster balls. The players have to be inside the hamster balls. That's the game.
That sounds like a liability.
A lot of things sound like a liability when they come out of my mouth.
I have a pred. Mini bots next year.
Yes, I predicted that too. I thought
In a
mini
water
boats-
game,
Mini boats.
like you drop your mini boat into a pool.
In like a little tub of water.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
mini boats.
You put like a mechanical wind-up goldfish.
There's no infrastructure for that to be in place though. Like,
Mini bots
what
or
are you
mini
gonna buy from Rev to build one?
Motors?
You can't even fit a motor.
No, you gotta do like a flywheel. It's gotta be wind up.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Or you just put a wind-up goldfish.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I would assume the big companies like Rev and like Amazon, they know.
They probably
the
come
game
out
in
with
it. Yeah,
advance,
that's true.
So they can release new stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
for
why do you
those
think they
games.
released the Swerve mod? They released the Swerve
Yeah.
modules last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why'd they
Rev
choose the
ones.
last year to do it? Because that's a good
Because
year
they
for
knew
Swerve.
that would be a good
Exactly.
Swerve year. Yeah. So they must know because first makes their games 2 years in advance,
Yeah.
right? So Rev must know at least. what
Nate,
they're doing.
I have a question for you.
What's your question, Brady?
Some FTC teams are switching to Swerve. When are we gonna switch to Swerve?
Next year.
You said the
Oh, man,
last
you're gonna
year.
code
You
that,
said
right?
you did say that last year.
I said a lot of things last year.
Yeah,
The
like,
code for
you're saying a lot
the
of things
code
this
for
year.
FTC Swerve. By the way, the code for FTC Swerve is done. It's finished.
Until you put it on the robot and it doesn't work.
Facts,
We
but,
put it
like-
on the robot. It didn't work because one of the motors came loose, and then the next motor came loose, and then the third one came
So
loose.
actually, Hannes, who was he works with one of our Lego teams, Hannes came up with a 3-motor diff swerve, which could translate to FTC.
yeah, diff Swerve.
Oh,
is
by the way,
lame, though.
Hamid,
I won't go
me
into
and James were
detail about
experimenting with FTC dashboard today. Makes PID tuning so nice.
Really?
Dude, you just change the values on screen. It shows you the graph of it tracking the target velocity.
Nice.
So nice.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I have to amend my no third-party library statement. We're gonna use that one for tuning, but nothing else.
I was been trying to end this episode for like 10 minutes.
I mean, 5 minutes.
For
For we were
5
supposed to end
minutes.
5 minutes ago. But
Go ahead.
good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
That means
You gotta say two.
Good night.
Good night. It's
Good
it's
night.
like 4 o'clock.
No, that's the tradition. You gotta say good night,
It's
everyone.
tradition.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.